The Charlotte Research Scholars is a very large commitment of resources by the university. We have 50 scholars, and we started in 2012, and before that, we wanted to design an undergraduate program that would give students opportunities that are not covered by classwork, give them sort of opportunities to apply what they know, and to create and to participate in the generation of new data, new knowledge. That's what research is. And so the program was originally conceived at sort of various levels, but primarily from Dr. Sell, who is the Senior Associate Dean in the Graduate School, and the Chancellor's, the Provost's office approved the program and committed the resources to it. And then after that, I was brought on to sort of create the program. And so my motivation was to see that this opportunity for our students come to be.
I was a research assistant for Dr. Can, another psychology professor, and he told me about it my sophomore year. And then I was a research assistant for Dr. Cook and Dr. Kilmer, my mentors for the CRS program, and they told me about it as well my junior year.
Well, I was asked to do so, but the main thing is it provides such a nice opportunity for our undergraduates to get involved in research. We have a large team, research team with a number of undergraduates that are involved in that, and we are always looking for opportunities for our students to get involved and be able to commit more time to engaging in research.
The application process for the CRS program was, in my opinion, not very difficult at all. You fill in a little bit of information about who you are, maybe your GPA, and you answer questions about who you might like to work with, as well as how the CRS program would benefit you professionally.
Basically, you have to find a mentor, find an advisor, get your papers together, get all of your application together, write a good essay, your recommendation forms, everything together, and then you have to wait and see if they accept you, or say, all right, maybe next year.
I looked at how preschool age Hispanic children developed on socio-emotional measures and vocabulary development measures compared to non-Hispanic children, and how the child's home language, whether it was primarily Spanish or primarily English, also influenced socio-emotional and vocabulary development.
So there were a few different models within the research that we conducted. We used an animal model, which we were breeding specifically transgenic mice that lack specific genes in skeletal muscle, to look at the effect on insulin resistance and other issues related to type 2 diabetes. We also worked in an artificial environment where we grew muscle cells, and we treated muscle cells with various chemicals to see how that affects the sensitivity to insulin, and determine if we can then translate that back into a whole organism type of model.
Kate and I did a survey of middle school teachers in the Charlotte-Mecklenburg School District to find out what they were teaching that's related to the Holocaust and what kinds of texts they used to teach the Holocaust to young people. And so we created a criteria list to evaluate books intended for young audiences. Then we surveyed teachers to find out what texts they use, and we found, as we had suspected, that most teachers use Night by Elie Wiesel and The Diary of Anne Frank. Fortunately, there's a whole plethora of literature out there for young people to teach about the Holocaust, and we wanted to let teachers know about that literature and give them some strategies for incorporating more of that literature into their teaching. So we started to create and compile a spreadsheet of books written for young people about the Holocaust for readers in grades 5 through 8. And then we analyzed those texts according to the criteria we had established. And then we started to create a curriculum guide for teachers in middle school that aligns with the Common Core state standards.
My project this summer was looking at the quantitative stability and flexibility relationships of Class C beta-lactamase. So basically, I looked at how a bacterial enzyme, which is implicated in antibiotic resistance, moves, how it wiggles, how it jiggles, and what that means for us.
It's really made me think about the needs of the student, and it's allowed me to reflect on what I need to do to best guide the student to the next level in their career.
I've gained a much better understanding of what a psychology researcher actually does and the kinds of tasks they have to go through and the kinds of work that they must engage in to conduct good research.
The CRS program is unique in that it gives you sort of a sneak peek of what grad school is like. You get to learn about how to write professionally, you learn how to set up your CV or your resume, you talk about ethical research or the ethics of research, you learn how to apply for grants. And if you're like me, you didn't really know, or you don't really know going in, what grad school is going to be like.
I think they should talk with faculty who are involved and who have been mentors, see if there are projects of interest to them, because the key here often is to find a good match between the student and the faculty mentor and make sure that that the student has some interests that are aligned with some mentors. And then it's that matchmaking process that the Charlotte Research Scholars does that helps make this successful. So find out what people are doing, make sure you have taken the sorts of classes that give you some basic skills in doing research, and come with a real open mind and willingness to learn from the mentors and the other students and graduate students that are involved in doing the research.
My advice is do it. That seems like it's not very helpful, but the reality is, even when you're scared and you lack confidence and you're not sure if you can, you'll never know unless you just try. The worst that can happen is that you'll fail, but we learn from failure. You're not gonna fail because you have mentors and you have support systems here to help you with this project and with this program.
Mentoring undergraduates is when it works out well, and you have that good match that I talked about, and you have a student who's coming in who's never really done research, and they're just learning these techniques. I sometimes joke that they're not jaded yet. I mean, it's one of the best things about our job, and this, so every day, everything's new. So you're learning something new each day, and the students. You see the light bulbs going off, you see them making connections to what they know, and you see them learning new things, you see them getting excited about what they've been learning in a way that a textbook can't make you excited about it. So that it's that initial entry into, from learning about science to doing science, or learning about history to doing history, or whatever field you're in, from learning about the method, the field that you're studying, to actually participating in the research of that field. It's so much fun, and to guide the students through that is something that I am always thankful to do.